Yeah, we bring reviews of your house. Talk to our dudes of your house. I bring my views of your house. Wrestling truths of your house. We talk to you in your house. We keeps it cool in your house. We keeps it cool in your house. I'm spitting truths in your house. Yeah. Mark's hating on his fans. Becky's niche on the man. Play with two like a lion. Household a dangerous alliance. I am an army like Cody, and I'm overcoming like Kobe. No, they cannot hold me. Come listen, I'm hosting, critiquing, I'm boasting. This wrestling I'm knowing.
Podcasts these days. This is Leo Rush, the NXT Cruiserweight Champion, and you are listening to the In Your House podcast.
This is Austin Theory of Evolve, and you're listening to the In Your House podcast.
This is AEW's Darby Allin, and you're listening to In Your House podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to In Your House, starring Alicon House and my man Michael Hutchison. That's Mikey Hutch. This is the People's Podcast. Haha. Hey guys, you already know who it is. It's your boys, Kane and Hutch, ready to get at work. When it comes to this professional wrestling business, that is what we do, and hey, we love it. So let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's alright. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you. And ooh, where is the clock? I'm checking the time because last time that I checked, In Your House was the hottest professional wrestling podcast in the Midwest, because we hit them with that workity, round the clock. You guys already know what it is. Oh yes, the director's in the building. Me and Hutch about to kill him. How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing fantastic, kinda, other than the fact I'm about to drown. It's
why?
Rain. It's been raining forever.
Oh, man, all it does is rain now, man. That's why I wish I was in Southern California. It's just like Tony said, it never rains in Southern California.
Well, son of a bitch, dude, I can fucking go scuba diving here. It's ridiculous.
Oh, man.
It's ridiculous.
So
I have to go outside with flippers on and shit. Like it's stupid. It's
a full scuba suit.
But yeah, seriously, man. But yeah, I'm doing all right. Actually, kick back watching this NXT UK Takeover 2 thing that's going on. It's been pretty good.
Has it been pretty good?
But yeah, dude. But yeah, it's not been too bad. But speaking of not too bad, I'm doing fantastic. Ready to give another awesome show, and we're not alone yet again.
No, we are not, man. And guys, excuse me, my voice is a little bit out. Just had a kick-ass show last night at New Wave Pro. It was a fantastic time, but if it's a little raspy, that's why. And as my co-host said, we have a great guest today. Now, you guys may have seen it. A lot of our regular listeners have probably seen this all around social media, and that is the Squared Circle Expo that's going on at the Wyndham Indianapolis West Hotel on May 29th and 30th. And it looks like it is going to be a fantastic time with a great lineup. And with that being said, Hutch, we had to bring somebody in from the Squared Circle Expo.
Absolutely. I mean, with as much buzz as it's had, I mean, every time I get on Facebook, I'm scrolling. There it is. So, yeah. I mean, it's always there. It's always out there. I mean, to say that there's buzz is an understatement.
Oh,
so,
yes.
You know, we're a fan of the buzz. You know, we like to say we have our fingers on the pulse, so to speak, in regards to the happenings in professional wrestling. And this is a pretty damn big happening. So, we had to get a guest on the show in regards to that.
Oh, yes, and I reached out and I got a very quick response, and it was absolutely fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen of the household, the 14 different countries across these great United States and locally right here in Indiana, representing the Squared Circle Expo, we have Ed Gonzales. How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing all right, brother. How about you guys?
Hey, doing great.
Good. Man, I don't know if I can live up to that hype you gave me on that lead in there.
Hey, man, that's what we do here In Your House, man. But as far as hype goes, man, there's a lot of hype around this big expo you guys are doing for Indianapolis. Man, it looks absolutely amazing.
Hey, thanks, brother. Thanks. I appreciate that. We're working really hard. Hopefully, bringing something. You see all these conventions, wrestling conventions. They're always on the coast, or they're always wherever WrestleMania happens to might be. But there's never anything in the Midwest that's grand. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a real solid convention and wrestling show with Heroes and Legends there in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Yep.
But we're coming from the convention game when it involved movie stars and rock stars and stuff like that, where it's these multi-day events. So we really wanted to pull that in and bring it into the Midwest.
Oh, man. And this whole show looks absolutely amazing. I mean, some of the names announced, man. Names such as Badass Billy Gunn, Al Snow. Excuse me, one of our drops on the show here. Excuse me, Vicky Guerrero. AEW's Darby Allin, the Highlanders, Demolition, Kane, Christian, and the great Rey Mysterio, man. So I get, it's just, my gosh, what a convention this is going to be. So I guess my first question for you, man, is, and it's a question that I love to ask everybody: wrestlers, referees, promoters, managers, commentators, everybody that comes to this show, because I love to understand where everybody comes from, because that's an important part of what we do, is where did we come from. So I want to ask you this, Ed. Where did this professional wrestling start for you? When did you first become a fan, and when did you first start loving it?
Oh, man. Well, I'm a child of the 80s. So, I started with the Hulk Hogan's and the Ultimate Warriors and stuff like that, man. So, since birth, and then right around, I guess it was like 2002, 2001, I got into the wrestling business myself, and I wrestled all around. But you know what, man? I was never 7 feet tall. I preferred the drive-through over the gym, so I decided that that being in the ring wasn't really a thing for me anymore. And we got into this movie convention stuff, and we just started kind of noticing that when we book wrestlers, the wrestlers would have longer lines than the movie stars.
Yeah.
And, we decided to kind of take a step back from that convention that we were a part of and decided to do our own thing, man.
Oh, man. And that just sounds absolutely amazing, man. I mean, like some of the names that you guys have gotten, I mean, guys out there in the household, if you are in the local Midwestern area, you definitely want to check this out, because they've got some great names, as I've already stated, and it seems like it's going to be a great time, man. So you guys are going to be in Indianapolis, and it's going to be such a big show. It's going down on May 29th and the 30th, man. So what details do you want to give the listening audience here about this show? Maybe some things that they might not have caught, that they might not know, because we really want to amp this up. We want to let everybody know this is going to be a big show. So what can they expect from the Squared Circle Expo when they come and show up?
Well, the first thing is a good time.
Yeah.
We while being a wrestling fan and a wrestler myself for so many years, and being in the convention game for so many years, it came down to, we want people to have fun. I don't know if you guys have ever went to a convention, whether it was wrestling or otherwise.
Yeah.
For the most part, a lot of them just became stand in line, get an autograph, stand in another line, get an autograph, go home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And
right.
That's not the atmosphere that we want to That's not the atmosphere we want to provide to everybody. You know, we're going to have something to do around every corner. Yes, all these wrestling stars are going to be there signing autographs and taking pictures, but we're doing Q&A panels. We're going to have Friday night parties with karaoke and maybe some other ideas we might throw out.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be something to do. And we're going to do something a little different that a lot of other conventions, we're going to do what they don't do.
Yeah.
A lot of other conventions, they have their Q&A panels and their interviews and stuff like that, but they charge for that stuff, man.
Yeah,
You pay a ticket to get into the building, but then you got to pay another fee to get the autograph, but then you got to pay another fee to get to go sit down and listen to these guys and gals talk.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. It's all inclusive. While you do have to pay for the autographs, as everybody else does, things like the Q&A, the after parties, stuff like that, all included.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That is very cool right there. Hutch, are you hearing this, man?
Yeah, and it just sounds like, this is just something for the fans. And hell, that's going to draw. Because, as he said, it is fascinating. Anytime, because, I've been to like a few other conventions that, wrestlers just happen to be there. And it's not the overall theme of the convention, but yeah, and they're the ones that have the most stacked lines. So again, it's definitely a very logical move, in doing what they did. But yeah, this is, hell, I don't know if I've ever even heard this done like this before. This is brilliant.
Absolutely.
Now the only thing that will be extra, but this would be no different than if you were to go to a wrestling show on its own, is Saturday night. We are going to have a live event with some of these legends, local superstars on the indie scene, the whole nine. There is going to be an additional cost for that, but that's Saturday night. You can enjoy the rest of the convention without having to go to that, without having to pay any extra. You want to go to panels, you want to go to parties, come on down. Let's have a good time.
Tremendous.
Oh, man. So you're telling me there's going to be an actual show at this too?
Saturday night at the end of the convention, once all the vendors have sold all their wares, once everybody's got all their autographs, we're going to have a live wrestling event on site Saturday night.
Oh, my gosh. This sounds...
Damn.
Oh, my gosh. This is good. Oh, man. Hutch, you might want to clear that weekend up, bro.
Yeah, I was actually, as he was conversing about that, I'm like going on my calendar. I'm just like, yeah, I think I should be good for that.
Yeah, delete this, delete that. All right, let's go. Oh man, it just sounds like it's going to be a great time, and the names that you guys have gotten. So let me ask you this, and then I'll go ahead and give Hutch an opportunity to ask you a question. What would like some of the names that you guys have gotten? Definitely a lot of huge names. I feel like it's a good mix of past talent, present talent, and even future talent. What was your guys' motivation in signing on the talent that you guys have for this fantastic event?
Well, first and foremost, we're not even close to being done yet.
Wow.
We've got 4.5 months to go. We've got tons of contracts that are already out. We're just waiting for the ink to hit the paper and bring back so we can announce them as well. But really, when we sat down and we looked at, okay, well, what's our target audience?
Yeah.
And it just kind of boiled down to pro wrestling fans. Whether that pro wrestling fan was watching, Mid-South, that pro wrestling fan was watching World Class, whether they started watching with the WWF or WCW, or hell, if they're brand new and they just started with AEW or Impact Wrestling, whatever it may be, we want to make sure that everybody of every generation of pro wrestling is going to be represented and is going to be able to meet some stars from that era.
That's a great mindset. I mean, like I said, we heard the names like the Kanes, the Rey Mysterios, the Christians, but you also have the Darby Allins, the Sammy Guevaras. It's going to be a great time for every different type of wrestling fan out there. So I'm going to throw it to my co-host here, the cornerstone of commentary, Hutch, man. What question do you have here for Ed Gonzales from the Squared Circle Expo?
Yeah, as I'm sitting here, thank you very much, Con. As I'm sitting here, hearing you hearing all this stuff that's going down, without giving too much away, what level of work goes into putting something like this together, man? Because like this just seems massive. So yeah, how big is your team? Is it just you setting all this up together? Again, I don't want you to pull the curtain back too much, give away your secrets, but yeah, man, like what's the process like putting something like this together?
Well, as much as I would love to take all the credit, I absolutely can't. We've got a great group of guys and gals, like-minded people, whether they came from the regular convention business or they came from the pro wrestling world. We got a great team. We got a great team with multiple people that we've basically been busting our asses on this since, not the November that just went by, but the November prior. Like I said before, we were I and a couple other people, we were a part of a whole other convention that ran shows across the country, and we'd been doing that for 7 years, maybe 8. And it just got to a point where, it was time to take a step away from the convention game altogether. And we did, but, creative minds never rest. Creative minds never take a break. And, you just start talking about it. Well, man, we could do this. Well, man, we can do that. So finally we got to a point where we just said, let's do it. Let's make all this happen. So realistically, I will tell you, and most of us, we all have normal jobs that we go to every day.
Yeah.
But realistically, 7 days a week for the last 13 or 14 months, this has been something that we're talking about and doing. And then I would probably say about 8 months ago is when we really started, booking the hotel, contacting the talent, stuff like that. But it's 7 days a week, and whether it's here at 1:30 here in Kentucky. I'm living in Kentucky, but whether it's 1:30 here or it's 4:00 in the morning, if somebody on the team's got an idea, the phone will ring. We're going to answer it, and we're going to figure it out.
Tremendous.
Very cool. Very cool. I mean, just hearing the process, man, and you say you're working 7 days a week putting this together, but the excitement that I hear in your voice, just talking to you about it, it doesn't sound like it's work at all, man.
Well, it's never work if it's something you love, right?
That's true. That's absolutely true. That's absolute facts. Guys, we're having a great conversation with Ed Gonzales from the Squared Circle Expo. Guys, that is going down. You definitely want to check that out. May 29th and May 30th at the Wyndham Indianapolis West Hotel, the Squared Circle Expo. But guys, we're going to take a quick little break. We got to pay some bills here. And when we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with Ed Gonzales. Hey guys, this is the director, Con House of In Your House, and this episode is sponsored by Podcorn. Podcorn is a marketplace connecting podcasters to amazing podcast sponsorship opportunities such as host read ads, interview segments, topical discussions, and more. With Podcorn, there is no middleman. Podcasters of all sizes can browse and choose opportunities right on the platform, set their own rates, and collaborate with brands directly without any exclusivities. You never give up any rights to your podcast, and Podcorn is here to support you at every step to ensure you're protected and compensated for the work that you do for brands. The marketplace mission is to give podcasters transparency, creative control, and freedom, and full control of how and when they monetize. So check the show notes on this episode and you will see a link to www.podcorn.com/podcasters. But now it's time to get back to In Your House. Guys, welcome back to In Your House, hosted by the director, Con House, and the cornerstone of commentary, Mikey Hutch. And we are sitting in with Ed Gonzales from the Squared Circle Expo, a huge event that's coming up May 29th and May 30th, a huge 2-day event, and it sounds like it's going to be a great time. So, Ed, man, if this pops off the way that it seems like it's going to, I guess my next question is, because I'm waiting with bated breath for this answer, is this something that you guys may plan to do every year?
Absolutely. Right now we're just focused on Indianapolis. Most of the crew, most of the staff, and kind of where I'm based, and what I did when I was in the wrestling business, Indianapolis was like that perfect middle ground.
Yeah.
We got people. I'm in Kentucky. We got people in Ohio. We got people in Wisconsin. People in Pittsburgh. We got people all around the country. Right now, we're going to focus on that Indianapolis, but yearly, yes, multiple cities per year. That's something we might be looking at down the road.
Oh, wow. Okay. See, that would be interesting as well. See, I, for one, think it's really great that you're bringing it to Indianapolis, because I've lived in Indiana for a number of years, and Hutch his whole life. And I don't think, I can't recall anything like this that's coming specifically to Indianapolis. Hutch, can you speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, I've been here in Indiana, aka Purgatory, for a while, and yeah, I as a lifelong wrestling fan as well, and as you said, bro, like I was a wrestling fan since back in the '80s too. Like I started with Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant with me, and I've been a fan ever since. And man, as a longtime wrestling fan, I've always wanted something like this here, and it's never happened. But I've always felt like there was a place for it. So, I mean, I guess now's better than never, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like this is great. And it's like, I'm sure it's going to be a tremendous success. And it's great to hear that this could be a, consistent thing, because there's a market for it here. Take it from me, and Con can attest to this as well. We started this podcast just as a hobby.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, man, I mean, this shit just blew up.
My gosh.
So I'm just like, man, if there's a market for people to sit here and listen to our silly asses babble, then you know what I mean? Then for stuff like this, absolutely. So yeah, man, it's awesome.
Oh, yes,
yeah, man. I mean, like I said, though, you guys, over there in Indiana, you got one other great event. I'm a big fan of Heroes and Legends. God, almost 20 years ago, because I'm old. Almost 20 years ago, when I started wrestling, first out, I started with the guy running Heroes and Legends. So, of course, he's evolved, and so have I. So,
yeah.
You guys got a good one there, but we're going to bring one to Indianapolis as well.
Oh, and that's going to be great, because I went to Heroes and Legends. We went there and we podcasted there, and then we did commentary for the wrestling show, which was great. But this is going to be great because it's so much closer to us, and it's a lot shorter of a drive. Yeah. And I'm just so excited for this, because it's just going to be great for all wrestling fans. And I'll tell you, Ed, from somebody that's been podcasting for almost a year now, the local Indiana wrestling scene is really heating up, like hotter than I've ever seen it ever, bro.
That's awesome to hear, man. Yeah, we're going to use a lot of great Indiana talent as well on the live pro wrestling show.
Yeah.
One of the guys that I'm sure you guys are familiar with, before we went on the air, we talked about how we didn't really meet, but we were kind of in the same room at the last Heroes and Legends event. And Jake Oman is definitely going to be on the show.
Wow, okay, cool.
I know he's very popular over there in Indiana.
Yep.
So, we're going to use a lot of Indiana talent. We're going to use a lot of legends, too, though, so it's going to be a good time.
Oh, it sounds like it's going to be a good mix. And hey, I'll just throw it out here right now. If you need commentary, me and my man over here, he's the cornerstone of commentary, and I do pretty well myself. So
yeah, it's true.
Definitely hit me up on that off the air.
Oh yeah, off the air we can talk, but no, it sounds like this is going to be a great show, man, and I'm so happy to see this, because I know myself and a lot of other people that I know who are wrestling fans that are here in the local area, Ed, have been salivating for something just like this. And it almost seems like it came at perfect timing, because this is going to be exciting. I know myself, I'm telling all my local homies here all about it. Like, hey guys, you might want to get out to that, because there's going to be some great talent. It's going to be a great mix of guys that you watched back in the day, current talent, guys that are going to be great in the future. And now from what you're saying here, Ed, great local talent. So it just sounds like it's going to be a great weekend for any type of wrestling fan like any wrestling fan will be able to enjoy this, it sounds like.
That's exactly what the plan is. We just want everybody to just have a good time.
Yeah, yes. That sounds like exactly what it's going to be, man. So this was a great conversation. It's been, I mean, it's been very, very enlightening to hear you talk about this, because from my perspective, I've been following the Squared Circle Expo situation. Like, I've been following the page the whole time, and like I'm just like waiting for, like, I know one thing for me is I'm always waiting for that next announcement, because I know I'm planning to show up there, and it's gonna be a who's who. Like, I think there's gonna be a lot of local people that are like locally that are in the business that's going to be there, so it's going to be great in more ways than one, man. It's going to be a great mix of fans, local talent, and it just seems like it's going to be exactly what Indianapolis needs to bring everybody together and just have a great time, no matter if you're a promoter, talent, a legend, whatever. It just sounds like it's going to be a great, huge party for wrestling, period.
Absolutely. I love to party, and I like it when other people party too.
Yes, yes, man, and that is exactly what we plan to do. So, Ed, what we like to do here at In Your House is we love to give our guests the opportunity, the floor, as it were, the platform to plug anything that they want to plug, social medias, upcoming events, just whatever. Ed, this is your floor. So right now, I'm giving you the opportunity to plug it.
All right. Well, first and foremost, our website is still under development. It should be launched here in the next couple days, but you can still get tickets at the web address squaredcirclex.com. And that's not just event tickets, but that's also vendor tables as well. Whether you've got wares to sell or whether you've got your own wrestling promotion to promote, we welcome that as well. Squaredcirclex.com is going to be where to find that out. And Squared Circle Expo on pretty much any forms of social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. You can find us there. That's where all of our announcements are going to be. Right now, a lot of it is on Facebook, just because I feel that that's where the most of the reach is,
Yeah.
So, but just a little bit of a warning. Tickets, we're 4.5 months out. Our VIP World Champion tickets are nearly gone, because we do limit those, because what's a World Champion VIP ticket if everybody can get one? So we do limit those to only 100 tickets. So they are nearing the end for those passes for VIP with the extra perks and stuff like that. Vendor tables as well. Since Friday, just the other day, when we really started, we put out the poster and all that stuff. When we started putting that out, vendor tables have been disappearing. So I would recommend that if you have anything that you want to do or want to sell or anything like that, go to squaredcirclex.com, pick up a vendor table, because we are close to sell out, which is very important. And the other thing, like I said, we want to do things a little bit differently. So this is a call out to the other promoters or anybody else that has a table. Most of the time you buy a vendor table and you want to have somebody come sign autographs or anything like that. Usually the convention's going to charge you an upcharge to have somebody sit at your table. We don't play that game. If you want to bring in somebody that to sign autographs, you are 100% more than welcome to without an upcharge. The only thing we ask is you reach out to us on our Facebook to make sure that we don't have any conflicts of guests.
Right. Makes absolute sense, man. That makes absolute sense. So, guys, if you guys are listening to that, promoters, this is a big opportunity to be a part of something very, very special. So get a hold of them at the Squared Circle Expo. It's going to be a great time. Once again, guys, that is the Squared Circle Expo, May 29th and May 30th at the Wyndham Indianapolis West Hotel. Vendors, events, seminars, so much more going on. Ed Gonzales, thank you so much for taking out your time to come and talk to us. It's been a great conversation. Brother, thank you so much.
You're very welcome, guys. I appreciate you having me on, but also, before I take off, one more thing I need to plug. Make sure you go check out our #1 sponsor for Squared Circle Expo, and that's going to be the Collar and Elbow brand. So make sure you check those guys out as well.
Oh yes, that is a great clothing brand right there. Absolutely agree. Go check that out, man. And it's been a great conversation. Once again, thank you so much, Ed. Appreciate you coming on, and your event. It sounds like it's going to be a great time, bro.
Let's have a good time, guys.
Absolutely, let's do that. And Hutch, you know what time it is, bro. It is time for you to plug it.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, you guys can find me on the Instagrams at Hutch in Your House, and that's spelled just like the name of the show that it's going into your ear holes as we speak. And you can also follow me on the Twitter, which I'm damn near at 400 people now, Con.
Ooh, you moving, bro.
You
moving.
I'm at 397 sippers of the proverbial Kool-Aid. So, yeah, you guys can follow me on the Twitter at Hutch, IYH. Give me a follow, all that. I'm very active on there. And, again, Squared Circle Expo, guys, come on. It's the place to be. Be there. And I'm definitely thinking I'm going to do my best to be there as well. And you know what we always say here. Regardless of what you cheer, what you boo, regardless if it's WWE, AEW, New Japan, Ring of Honor, Impact, it doesn't matter. We are wrestling, we are Legion, and we are one. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
We are one. One of the great slogans from the cornerstone of commentary, my man, Mikey Hutch. Guys, we had a great guest. Once again, thank you to our guest, Ed Gonzales, because you guys know what we give you when it comes to this business, y'all. We give you that work. So, let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's alright. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you. Hey guys, you already know what it is. February 1st, it's going down. New Wave Pro. Battle lines are drawn. Seth Fatu, the problem, going up against the right hand of God, Sam Knight. Guys, what are you doing? Buy a friggin' shirt. That's www.prowrestlingtees.com/inyourhouse. Get this work. Get this shirt. And we tell you this all the time. Hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone. Because the household, well, we still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.